Hey everybody, back with our season 6 wrap up. Great season.
Yes. As we rediscovered when we were trying to do our lists.
Yeah, just going back through the season, you're like, wow, that was good. Wow, that was good. Just kind of across the board. Mm-hmm. And I guess I didn't realize, we did make note that it had been a while since we had like a Myth Arc episode. Like they did the first episode and then the Two Fathers, One Son, and then Biogenesis.
There wasn't very many.
Yeah. Nothing. I mean, I don't think it's ever been like that before. But
I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, I wonder if it was because of the movie. They got a lot of the Myth Arc stuff
out of the way. Yeah. And then once they killed off the Syndicate,
they're like, okay, well, we'll just revamp that next season. Like, kind of reset the myth.
Yeah, I mean, and it was surprising enough that, like, the first episode came out of the gates, like...
Yeah.
Aliens.
So it's hard to predict things when they do that. Like,
yeah,
the format of the season.
If you would have told me we would never have seen Gibson and the nuclear power plant again the entire season, I'd been like, what are you talking about? Like, they said that.
Yeah.
Like, where did it go? But I guess getting into that, the first episode, I thought was really good.
Yeah.
It was really strong. We had the, Diana bullshit right off the bat.
Yeah. Which
really didn't come to anything until the last episode. We really don't know what's going to happen there.
Chestburster aliens.
The Chestburster aliens.
Getting evolve really quickly. Like, come out hot.
12 hours.
Hot and ready.
Or then they, become the Greys. Like, they start out,
Yeah, they start out, really... Oh, I guess that makes sense. Like, evolutionarily, it makes sense more than, what we have, because we're, helpless forever. They're like, we come out,
no, you gotta be ready.
No, no higher reasoning, only violence.
Right.
Until
we gotta survive until I can get to safety. Yeah.
And then develop into, a more of a thinking organism.
Yeah. And the X-Files was still kaput at this point, but we got to see that Mulder was microfiching
and a lot of files.
Yeah, they ended up saving more than we thought they had, but just kind of reestablishing where we are coming off of that big movie. I thought they did a really good job of opening the season. And then after that point, we just got into some really fucking good episodes, just banger after banger. Because Drive was really great. Yeah. Bryan Cranston, gotta love
Fabulous.
Him. Kind of that speed concept, but also, I mean,
with government conspiracy, cover up,
with little head bombs, little birds. You remember that?
No.
The little birds explode. Their little tiny brain exploded.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't remember. It seems like they would fly away.
No, it was at that deaf lady's house. It was her pet.
Oh, they couldn't.
No.
Oh.
But she was deaf, so she didn't know.
That's terrible.
But and it ended so badly because they got to the West Coast, but he had already exploded in the back. But he was also awful.
Yeah, he wasn't a great guy.
No.
But hey, that's what got him more roles, right?
Yeah. I think Ben Skilligan was let's note that guy.
And didn't he start his career pretty late in life?
Yeah, I think Malcolm in the Middle was kind of
he was probably an actor before that, a stage actor.
I've heard a lot about he just used to be a cook. And he's kind of a bunch of random odd jobs.
I bet he was very, very charismatic at those jobs.
Oh yeah, you should listen to. He was on Graham Norton. He was suspected for murder because his boss ended up dying after he said we should kill that guy.
Lives where it's oh, I got stories.
Anecdote
I'm
after
no,
anecdote.
I just did the same job for a really long time.
No, not him. But okay, so
murder.
Because his boss died after he was a terrible boss. Everybody's like, man, we should fucking kill that guy. You can't really say that if someone ends up dead. So that was great, and then Triangle was amazing. Just a fun concept. Just going back and rewatching the edit, that had to just taken forever to set up.
Yeah.
To do. I mean, they didn't
both scenes. It was cool that they did it.
They did it 4 times.
But with Scully and with Mulder.
Yeah. And it was one of those episodes where Mulder is in his delusion. But like
where is he?
In the water. And it was very Wizard of Oz. You were there, you were there, you were there. Oh, everyone was there.
Scully, we kissed. But also I punched you. But also I love you.
But also she kissed Skinner for getting the info for her in the elevator.
I mean, it's the throuple we know and love.
We do. It was an incredible feat of an episode, I would say.
It was really entertaining.
So fun. Yeah. There were just so many moving parts, and it just seamlessly worked.
Yeah, and she's a really great, was it 40s?
It was 39.
30s? Yeah, late 30s.
She had that, like...
moxie. She got moxie.
Right, and, like, the accent, I've seen some Gillian Anderson interviews, and, like, she
grew up.
Yeah, so she, like, goes back and forth between British and American accents. So that was probably easy for her to get that kind of transatlantic rhythm.
And I think that's weird, but I also think about, like, people who, like, it seems to happen a lot with Australians. Like, they live here and they kind of develop an American accent, but then, when they go back.
Yeah.
It's like they
especially as an actor.
Yeah.
You have to do the accent all the time anyway. So that one was amazing. And then you get to Dreamland and Dreamland 2, which were equally amazing. Yeah. Like,
I wish
so fun.
I really do want to make those one episode. And
oh, I did.
Okay, because it's
also I wanted to make room for other episodes, but also they're so a part of the same thing. Yeah. I mean, I just have to put them together.
I mean, the same. It wasn't like a myth arc.
No, but
it was. They were still body switched and everything.
Yeah, and it had to, like, that guy. He worked at Area 51. You were dealing with that UFO stuff.
Yes, yeah.
But the fact that, like, everything reset, so it was like a dream. But there were little reminders, like the 2 fused coins, Mulder's bedroom.
Yes.
And
the lore of the waterbed.
The lore. But it was, Michael McKean was a perfect person to do that.
Absolutely.
And you could tell David Duchovny had an amazing time. And God, that was just so fun. And the wife was doing the absolute most. But she made it really fun too. And I don't know.
Very 90s nagging wife.
To the, like, nth degree. Like, they really pushed it. But, like, things like merging with each other. It was just like this random event that happened, and
or like
just reversed.
not fully merging.
Yeah,
like becoming like a fused human.
Yeah, so that one was great too. I'm telling you, picking our top 5 was very difficult. Yes. Then How the Ghost Stole Christmas, just a great time.
Cute, great, like, Christmas episode for the X-Files. Like, what else are you gonna do?
Like,
ghosts?
Not for nothing, but we went into this season knowing that they had switched locations.
Yes.
And the first couple episodes were a lot brighter, and we were like, oh, no. But we started to get back into, like, the darker feel. And honestly, after that, it really didn't bother me.
Yeah. I think that we're just, like, cognizant of it.
Yeah, we were highly aware. But with this episode, I mean, Ed Asner, Lily Tomlin, just having a great time, psychoanalyzing Mulder and Scully and their relationship, something that,
You're out here on New Year's Eve, and then you came out here, and you tricked her, essentially.
Yeah.
But then you still did come out here.
Yeah. They were like, how about you talk about your relationship? And I'm like,
we'd rather not.
But it was just so fun with them being, or the star-crossed lovers that would end up dying every time?
I mean, Romeo and Juliet, yeah, probably.
And they ended up shooting each other, but they survived. But that was just so fun. In terms of endearment,
great. Not top, not best of the best, but Bruce Campbell elevates it.
How do you not have a great time with that?
Yeah,
like
as
double babies.
Yeah. Fun twist at the end.
Super fun twist at the end. Just the demon at the end of the bed.
Yeah.
Like, so great. And him just like going to different women trying to find a perfect normal baby.
All he wants is a normal baby. And then all she wanted was a demon baby.
Yeah. He's like, you think I'm bad? But that was so fun too. Rain King, even though I would say it's on a lesser ranking, I still had fun with it.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy that was the Rain King was
definitely
awful.
a comedic.
Yeah. But having Victoria Johnson
from SNL
be just like a fool for love.
Yeah.
And having the weather guy be in love with her, causing all the weather events to happen, because we thought it was her for the longest time. And then like Mulder and Scully come there, they think they're together, and Victoria Johnson falls in love with Mulder, and it's like, oh Lord. But it ended at the 20-year high school reunion, dancing. It was fun.
Yeah. It's cute.
SR 819, big Skinner episode.
Yeah. Love a Skinner episode.
Yes.
Even though what has developed from it has been awful.
Awful. The return of Krychek.
Yeah, we have a Krychek controlled Skinner on our hands.
I know. Ugh.
Continue to have that.
But it was, I mean, I was very nervous this whole episode. Like, he had carbon, like pure carbon in him, and he started off the episode like dying, and you're like, how can this be? But we find out that like they're trying
like the bees lady.
Oh God. We find out they're like trying to get that bill passed through so they can import, export all their bullshit.
I forgot about
with
that, but when you said it, I remembered.
Yeah. And you know, Skinner is okay, but we find out that Krychek is doing it and pulling his strings now. I just really love that episode. Tithonus. Also a really cool concept. Scully is immortal, confirmed. That gift / curse that guy had, transferred to her. But just, you know, taking photographs, that guy being like,
people about to die,
obsessed with death because he couldn't die, and just like the way they portrayed that with like what he saw being in black and white with people who were about to die was really cool. And it was also the episode where Scully had to work with a different partner because they were still trying to salvage her away from Mulder.
I did not remember that.
Remember, that guy sucked. He was just trying to get like, he didn't actually care what really happened.
So she was having to be on the less skeptical.
Yeah. So that was really fun with that episode.
Had a bit of a role reversal.
Then we get to the myth arc episodes, Two Fathers, One Son, and basically everything broke down. Syndicate dead.
What happened?
Spender dead at the hands of his father.
Not surprised.
Cassandra dead. What a tragic story hers was. I feel so bad for her. But yeah, everything kind of changed. Diana started working.
Kind of like
with Smoking Man.
Ended
the biggest arc of the show.
Yeah.
They had created the first alien-human hybrid, and they were trying to get the people or the aliens that they were working with. They didn't want them to find out, because if they did, like colonization would start. Which is, you know, I thought we'd start seeing more aliens pop out of stomachs at that point, but we really haven't. But I think they wrapped that up in a satisfying way. Like, I'm not mad that the syndicate got burned, because they hitched their wagon to the wrong horse a long time ago, and this was they got what was coming to them. And of course, Smoky Man and Diana got away. Yeah. But they lived to live another day, and now still fucking with Mulder and Scully in the last episode. Aguamala, this was probably a dip.
Yeah. Agreed.
I mean, there were things to like about it. Bringing back Arthur Dales is one of them.
Is his brother?
This is the real Arthur.
Okay.
This is the real Arthur.
That's later?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's so weird.
But, you know, they're in Florida. I mean, it had to be a miserable episode to film with all the water. But that, like, clear, like...
goo.
Yeah, but then it was like a creature that couldn't live in salt water. It had to be fresh, right?
It couldn't be fresh water. It had to be salt water.
Okay. One of those.
Because it was from the depths.
Yes.
Not a bad episode. Just this season's banger after banger.
Yeah, there's got to be a low point.
As the next two.
The next two are great, too. Monday was so fun.
Like, we love...
Who doesn't love Groundhog Day?
We love it.
And, you know, a twist on it.
Yeah.
Because...
It wasn't one of them. It was an outside character.
Right. And also, things were a little different every time. And
he kind of was able, like, he was technically like an NPC in this scenario, because the girl would have been the...
Right. But she was a tragic character, too.
He managed to come out of it.
They only stopped resetting once she died because her stupid-ass boyfriend kept robbing the bank. But, yeah, that was great. And then Arcadia, I mean, Mulder and Scully, make believe.
I can't believe that's ranked at 8.4.
I know, it feels like it should be higher.
That's mine.
But, like, the trash monster and, like, this terrible neighborhood with this dark secret, like, that's always a good time.
Mulder torturing Scully, pretending they're...
He was loving it.
And another, like, heavy trope of, like, you know, we're going to go live in the suburbs and pretend to be suburban. Mm-hmm. But then there's an evil suburban cult.
Always.
I love that.
And Mulder just, you know, like, really breaking the rule, like, being his most Mulder self in a place that you're not supposed to break any rules.
So fun. So fun.
The funnest. After the alpha, a little bit of a dip again. Mostly, I really hated how they characterized Scully in this episode. I hate her characterization in this episode worse than Milagro.
I don't remember what she did in this episode.
It was because, you know, Mulder had made the online friend the lady who loved the canids. And she was just really shitty toward her.
She was, yeah, you're right.
And I'm just like, why? Like, I guess they were playing up the jealousy angle, but, like, that lady was...
Yeah.
Just trying to make a friend.
Yeah.
But, you know,
like, you didn't need to be jealous in this scenario. Just...
At all.
Be...
But, yeah, it was all right. It's the lowest rated of the season, probably.
I see that.
With good reason. Trevor was actually pretty low, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't have...
That guy was hilarious with his naked carbon body. And Trevor being the kid, his kid.
Yeah, okay. I forgot that Trevor was in, and he didn't know where his kid was, and the sister, his wife's sister had him. Yeah. But the wife, like, she, you know, took the money, but tried to make a better life for herself. And fucking Robert, her bitch-ass husband, was so awful as soon as he found out, like, this thing about her. Which, you know, it's a big thing to find out, but, like, he just immediately, like, cut ties with her. So mean. Yeah. But the guy who played... Fuck you, Robert.
Fucking hell. The guy who played the main guy, I thought he did a really good job. Yeah. Getting taken out by the windshield was pretty brutal. Your favorite episode, Milagro.
I mean, they were trying to do more of like a psychological.
Sure, yeah. I think.
And I guess there was like some fate, sort of like a fatalistic.
Sure. That writer who was in love with Scully. It felt very meta to me. But
I don't think you're wrong about that. But it's so bizarre to me.
It is pretty bizarre.
I think it's bizarre to me, like, in a way that people writing fanfic of characters, like, when it's your character, you can make them do anything. It's such a creepy control thing. Versus, like, a character on a show and you're writing fanfic about them. At least they have their own personality.
Right. And you're not trying to destroy them.
I mean, if you're writing fanfic, you might.
You might,
but like, I don't know. You make them whoever you want them to be, and then
Yeah.
you fall in love with them. That's so bizarre.
Yeah, and the way he saw Scully was not fucking
You're
flattering.
grooming your... Right, like she's fully helpless. Like
she literally was like this.
Yeah.
But you know, he ended up killing himself.
I appreciate it, but I hate it.
It felt icky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I once you said that, like I did have more of an appreciation for it, but I don't like that character, like you writing Scully like that.
Yeah.
Like that's not correct. You're doing it wrong, even though you created her.
Yeah. But, you know, I feel like sometimes...
She is like that sometimes.
But also, I mean, it's an all-males writer room. Like,
yeah.
they do not have a female perspective on Scully. And I think that's why, like, they... Yeah.
Because she's like, Mulder, you get all these fun episodes, and then I get a one-off.
You also get paid way more than I do.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Still?
She had to, like, fight for it, for the new stuff.
To me, she's got more, like, star... power than
I know, but they're like...
Because, like, she's been in way more stuff, and she's, like, a lauded, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Actress?
Yeah.
She's been in so much, like...
I saw that she had, like, they offered her less than David for the reboot. It's ridiculous. But the show would have benefited so much for different perspectives
than sure. Can you imagine
what they had? I know. I mean, and I love Scully dearly.
Oh yes, absolutely.
But if they would have given her,
but how much of that is because of Gillian Anderson?
A lot. But sometimes they do miss the mark a little bit on her characterization, just because I'm like, what do you want from her?
Yeah. And we're not like she's got to be a fucking badass kicking in doors, and you can be like a.
All of her motivations don't need to come from the men in the show, which is what they try to portray a lot of the time. Yeah. But she is such a good actress that she transcends that a lot of the time. She's fantastic. Yeah. Gillian Anderson is fantastic. David is great too, and that is put to clear. That's a clear idea in the next episode because he wrote and directed it.
Yeah. I wonder what Shelley's top episode for this season's going to be.
You don't know. But what a beautiful tale. Exley, I love him the most. And
he was very, very...
He was just an alien who wanted to play baseball and have the experience of just being a regular person who he ended up turning into because he did not have the green goo. Yeah. Horrible that he got killed, but it was great to have... This is where we had the Arthur Dale's brother.
Oh, okay.
Arthur Dale's. But it was great to, go back in time and get this story that really is kind of like a summation of the show in a way, where it's just like these alien-human relationships could be different than how they've been if you would just let them be.
Yeah.
Like
it's almost like a metaphor or something.
I know. Then also, like, the Mulder and Scully parts of this episode were just the most adorable. They were so cute. So, yeah, that was a great episode. The next episode, Three of a Kind, kind of like the part 2 of The Unusual Suspects. We got a big focus with the lone gunman. And as we were watching it, I was like, oh, I definitely prefer The Unusual Suspects more. But when I was editing it, I was like, oh, there's actually, a lot going on here that I maybe didn't pick up on first go around. Like the ending, I'm not even sure. Like, they kind of made that CIA guy a patsy. Like, I don't even know if the guy that Suzanne was with really died or not. Yeah. Like, there's a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more that we find out about with this episode. But in an episode where David Duchovny's not in it at all, then bringing Scully in was super fun. And, she was, Looney Tunes on that drug. Yeah. And to bring...
I guess that is like a comedic situation. Oh, yeah, we got the scene of her with the cigarette.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is just... Amazing.
And just, the Lone Gunmen themselves was really fun with
Yeah.
John trying to be with Suzanne, but I mean, it's just not meant to be.
I think we probably like the first one because, that's kind of when we're getting to like know their backstory.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of, but building upon that,
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, I never thought we'd see Suzanne again.
Yeah.
And John dealing with that. But then also we got Langley, like who we thought was affected. We thought he cut his hair, but they were like running a scheme.
Oh yeah, it was just tucked down his shirt.
Yeah, braided in the back. It was just really fun because it's like, what those three get up to when we're not with them. But bringing in Scully like that was really fun. Field trip, also a great time. Yeah. Mushroom tripping. Mm-hmm. Mulder and Scully at different times and then together. Just kind of like a fun look at fungal look at why their relationships with each other are so important. They really need each other. Yeah. They also need Skinner. But it was just fun to like watch it unravel. Like we open with that couple and you're like, they're dead, but we're still seeing them. Mulder's still seeing them. Mulder is like down the rabbit hole so much that like he's got an alien in his bedroom. Then Scully's at Mulder's funeral and they're in the ground the whole time. But that was just really fun. And the last episode where we've got the Bible being alien. We were put here by the aliens.
Puzzle pieces.
They mapped our genome. Mm-hmm. We are really a product of that. They made us come here, said,
Which
go
I thought
forth.
That was kind of what was already implied.
I thought there was like some fusion of the DNA, but like that we really just
we are their DNA.
They made us in their image or whatever.
But that's why there's DNA
godlike
crossover
fashion.
But see, if they made us, then it seems like they would be able to
do the hybrids easier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that works. But ending off with Scully seeing that ship in the ocean, like what's going to come from that?
Yeah.
But I thought it ended up well, even though Mulder's in a padded room and Diana did whatever she did. He's hearing that.
Yes.
From those etchings, it's affecting him so much.
Even like just being around, like a copy, wasn't he having?
Yeah, the etchings of it.
And wasn't it a fake?
No, I think that's what they were. That was like Scully's position until like I think it was real. I mean, she's gonna believe now. She saw the fucking ship.
Yeah. Well. We'll see.
I'm sure there are ways around that. But yeah, overall, fantastic season. I think I'm good. This is my favorite season.
I did not go back and look at that. It would be so hard.
I know, especially
now that they're so much older, and now I look at their younger as babies. And those seasons tend to become my favorites just
nostalgia.
Because they're tiny babies.
Also, it's been 4 years since we started the show.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for us to compare.
I don't think either of us would normally watch a show this slow.
No,
never. A couple months usually.
Yeah, but I do feel like this is my favorite episode, and then 3, and then everything else is kind of. I think it's like 4, 2, 1.
But they've all been good.
They've all been really good.
And
yeah,
just so many good Monster of the Week episodes. Like
actually,
just generally speaking,
I really like the way that this season was structured.
Yeah,
I'm like, if they do it like this from here on out. And what I was going to say is I've been saying wrong that we have 2 seasons of the regular show left. We have 3 seasons of the regular show left. And then 2 of the new.
Oh, okay. So 7, 8, 9,
and 10, then 10, 11. 10, 11
and then
the new.
one more movie.
One more movie, okay. Yes. Okay, so let's get into our top 5. We don't talk about this beforehand because I like the surprise factor. She has her list memorized.
I do not. So.
Well, I can't have my phone, so.
Oh, that's true.
I kind of have to. So start with your number 5.
I want to change some of these.
I know. I'm really back and forth.
Okay. Well, I had the beginning, but if we're considering Dreamland together, it would be Dreamland.
Dreamland is your 5?
Yeah.
Okay. That's surprising, but yes. I'm absolutely putting mine together because I want to make room for others.
Well, I had the beginning, but if we're
that's actually surprising.
If we have Dreamland, that will go above it, like as one. That would go above it. It was just hard for me to look at them as which would be better.
So you have the beginning as number 5 then.
But it's Dreamland if they're together.
They're together.
Then it's Dreamland.
So if they weren't together, where would Dreamland be?
It would be hard. I had them like the next 2, but if they're one, it's above it.
Wow, it wouldn't have been in your top 5.
I mean, yeah, it would.
Okay.
It's hard.
I know. I know.
It was because I don't know. It was there. A lot happened in the first episode.
I would say the first one is better than the second one.
No, I meant of the beginning. We just got a lot of like resolution, not resolution, but
great continuation of the movie.
Yes,
and the finale,
and what's to come, and then I love an alien exploding out of a person.
Okay, so you've got.
But Dreamland, since it's one, we'll go above it. Yeah.
Okay, so your 5 is Dreamland.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. That's surprising.
I didn't know.
I'm not.
We should discuss these sort of things.
Well,
like which episodes we can put together and which we can't.
It's whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'm into that.
So number 5 for Emily is Dreamland.
Yes.
Number 5 for me is Field Trip. I had a great time with it. Seeing them like dissolve into goo was super fun. Them being down there the whole time. Even though we figured out that they were tripping fairly early on, I still was engaged the whole time. Also with that last one where they we thought they got out, but they hadn't. Like that was a really big gag. And yeah, I thought it was a really good penultimate episode. Number 4. Monday. Yep. It's really good.
What
do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah. Those are always fun.
Day resetting is just the funnest. You can do so much with it.
I love a show that has a lot of episodes and they can do that.
Yeah. My number 4 is SR 819.
Okay, dang.
I mean, it's Skinner.
Yeah.
And I was really concerned.
Yeah.
And, I love when Krychek shows up.
Especially if he's got a false beard on. And you're like, that's Krychek. Take that stupid beard off.
It was just a great, it was kind of like a...
You are also coming off of Supernatural, and you're like, anybody can die.
Yeah. I mean, I really thought he could have died there.
Yeah.
And I was concerned. So that added to it. Also,
I look, if people actually die in a show, it'll take me like months to realize they're actually dead.
So
because I'm like, no, they're definitely coming back.
They're definitely coming back. Yeah.
I'm just so used to everybody always coming back in every show ever.
Yeah. But I really like the idea that he wanted to stop being that intermediary and just fully be in the fight with Mulder and Scully, and
but
then he can't because they've hamstrung him.
That's a really good point.
So yeah,
they strung him up by his hammies.
I just had a really good time. Okay, so you're number 3.
The Unnatural.
It's fair.
Sorry, it's not higher.
No,
but it was a great episode. I just didn't have as much of an emotional. I know it's your number 1.
No.
But it's an amazing episode.
Yeah. I'm not. There's too many good episodes to see to be mad about anything.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my number 3 is Dreamland.
Okay.
So I mean, there was
so much fun happened.
I know. Him rearranging Mulder's life like that, and then Mulder in turn kind of fixing their marriage. It got him to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
And
even though he went to sleep downstairs watching porn.
Of course he did. But wanting Scully to figure out that it's Mulder or it's not Mulder, and just the way they played it, the way it did feel like a dream at the end, so cool.
I can't believe we have so many different.
I know
we're pretty.
We're pretty far off on this, but that makes it fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Okay, so you're number 2.
Arcadia.
Okay.
Your Arcadia's not even in your top 5?
Nope.
harsh. It's so good.
It is good.
It's so good. I love suburb cult.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's so fun. It's so fun. And they've kind of already done it with like the teachers, the PTA.
Oh right.
But it's fun again.
But with Mulder and Scully in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Breaking all the rules.
Yes, absolutely.
And also having to be a pretend couple.
And Mulder just being
so Mulder.
And being all of us, honestly. Like, what everyone wants to do if they're in a situation like that. Some of us know.
Kick over the mailbox.
We're like, I would never live there where they're telling me what to do.
Oh my God.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Great episode. My number 2.
Not even in your top 5?
Well, guess what? My number 2 is not in your top 5. Triangle. What an episode. I just think it was so well done. And we got a Mulder and Scully kiss.
Yeah.
We got the I love you. We got a Skinner kiss. We got all of those one shots. The spinning wheels and how they executed that.
Yeah.
Was just incredible. And
so incredible that it's my number 1 episode.
Oh! I don't know what I thought your number 1 was.
Triangle. You're like, it's not even in your top 5.
Well,
like, it is though.
It is.
Yeah.
You got me.
I have one left.
I don't know what I was imagining your number 1 was. Okay.
It's so good. Like,
oh, yeah.
Anytime we notice cinematography, it's because it's exceptional.
Right.
Just something's going on with it.
But it's the whole
or
episode.
Me. I can say that for me. Like, if I'm like, wow, that means that they were
really doing something. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and you, like, when Mulder is in his head and, like, created this whole thing. But did he? Maybe it really happened. Maybe he transported there, you know?
I mean, no.
They always leave it up to interpretation.
Yeah. But, like, it wouldn't have the people. Oh, and then Skinner is like he's
a
pretend Nazi.
Yeah.
He's a little mole.
But, you know, he came
just like
for them. But, you know, when Scully was on the ship looking for Mulder, she got a sense of deja vu. She, like, looked around, and because that's when it was split screen.
Just such a good episode.
I know.
It's just so good.
It's so damn good. And, yes, number 1 is The Unnatural for me.
So, really, a lot of them coincided. The first 2.
Yeah.
Arcadia's not in your top.
And SR 8-19 is not in yours.
No. But yeah, Dreamland.
I was very, I was very surprised that Dreamland was as low as it was for you.
5?
Yeah. It's number 3 for me.
Yeah. God, there's just so many good episodes.
I know. I feel terrible leading on Monday in Arcadia. I really love those. I really love Drive.
Yeah. Honestly, it was hard because Drive was going further towards the bottom. But only because there were so many.
Yeah, it's like they just kept building on themselves. The beginning being your number 6, though, is kind of wild.
Very good episode.
Yeah. All right, well, let's do our bottoms. I'll start first.
Okay.
My number 3 is Biogenesis, because they didn't get together.
Wow.
Yeah, well.
Wow. Mine is Aguamala.
Yeah.
Partially because I kept thinking about that episode and getting confused with Evil Dead Rise because it's kind of like a similar trapped in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, but that was so much
rainy.
better.
So rainy. Oh, it was Evil Dead Rise is so much better.
And so that kind of like dropped it lower.
Like that.
And I didn't remember
the
a lot of
characters that they introduced were kind of like boring.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
Just saying. My number 2 is Aguamala. For the same reasons.
My number 2 is not Biogenesis. The Rain King, actually. And it's not because I didn't like it, it's because I don't like a desert vibe.
Right. I'm not surprised to hear that.
I do like a rain situation.
Yeah.
But and that guy was so skeezy.
He was the worst.
And when I think of the Rain King, I just think of that guy in the desert being
but I think of her.
Yeah. Well, she was great.
She's
so fun. She's always like that.
Yeah.
Every but yeah, I just the when I think of it, that's the vibe. I think of it as like a preacher, snake oil salesman type of guy in the desert screaming with dusty and hot. And I'm just I'm not into it. The vibe is off for me.
He was fun skeezy to me though.
Mm-hmm. He was. I mean, he was like the actor was really, but like when I think of it, I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah. All right. Well, on the count of 3, let's do our number 1 because they're the same. 3, 2, 1. Alpha. Not great.
No. What if I had said like something?
Oh my God. I mean, my third lowest was the finale. I mean, it was so hard. I was like, let me just throw something in here. I mean, I am disappointed that they didn't get together in the finale, but it's not like a bad episode at all.
And the ranking's not bad either. I just don't.
It's not your vibe.
Yeah. You know, when I think of episodes that I would love to watch again, what's that one with the trees and the dad? I'm like, I would just watch that episode just for vibes alone.
But you didn't even, that was in your bottom 3.
So?
Yeah. It wasn't in my bottom 3. I don't think.
But the whole cinematography of it all.
Yeah.
And I would rather watch that than this one, and it was in my bottom 3 too. Was the season really good though?
Not as good as this season.
Yeah. I kind of say that about every season. I'm like, oh, but the season has some. This one was insane though, with like an amount of like just good one-offs.
Yeah, I didn't want to put anything in my number 3 bottom, and then certainly I couldn't do any.
The ranking just went straight to the bottom when I went to, and because I was just like, ugh, the desert. I don't even know if it can really count.
I mean, I'm like biogenesis that they didn't get together. We all have our reasons. But yeah, okay, that was our.
And I was even mad about the kiss but not kiss because it was just in Mulder's imagination, but that kind of makes it better. And also, he said, "I love you," and she's like, "You're on drugs."
It still happened though.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get into our Q&A portion. Okay, so first question on Patreon, Wolfgang asked, how do we feel about the show's move from Canada to LA? I think in the beginning it was really obvious, and it was a little bit of a bummer, but the quality of the show is so good, but it was a lot brighter.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of like, once it got to how the Ghost Stole Christmas or whatever, and then it kind of got back into that vibe, and I didn't miss it as much. I mean, we did get a lot of different locations. They went kind of all over the place, but it stopped bothering me at all.
I definitely feel like there is an iconic quality to the first 5 seasons with the mistiness and the deciduous trees and, you know, the lights coming down.
But I think when they need to, they can get back there. They can cheat it.
And I also think it's one positive towards moving towards that, because of course we just recognize so many people, and they've got so many like established actors. Although they already had so many people that we recognize, but those people weren't necessarily people we recognize because they were already established actors. They're people who became actors after. Yeah.
I mean, if it's what it took to keep David on the show, fine. Fine.
But it would be interesting to like live in an alternate reality where they stayed in Canada. Yeah. And we had all these seasons with the dark, you know.
Yeah. But, you know, we got what we got.
Yeah.
And
we're not mad about it.
Yeah. Even when they're in LA, they've done some great darker episodes this season. So we are fine.
Yeah.
We're fine.
I'm mostly fine.
Emily less so than me, clearly. Okay, on YouTube, Raymond Amador asked, do I find spoilers in the season wrap-up? Because you could see how that would be a problem.
Do you find spoilers?
No, I don't know what you mean. I'm not like doing research and looking for stuff. We just talk about the season.
Yeah, she remembers everything. I have to go back.
No, I go back and watch the edited versions.
Oh, okay. Gosh, you've already what? I should do that, I guess.
Because it's like 10 minutes. Yeah. So.
Especially then you see your reaction, and it's not really you thinking about. So we're kind of approaching it from a different way.
Yeah.
Because I'm like how I think back on it, which is not necessarily how I felt back about it at the time.
I want that refresher. I want to remember how I thought at the time. Because. But I've always done it this way.
Yeah.
But no spoilers. Zammer Jammer asks, are there any monsters or legends or paranormal phenomena that you like to see on the X-Files that haven't been in an episode yet?
Do you have any? Well, I think.
Have we gotten like a full Bigfoot episode?
No, I think it was kind of like that was the Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
So I think Bigfoot any
cryptid.
Any cryptid.
So we've done like vampires, werewolves.
They did Chupacabra.
Chupacabra. We've hit on some classics.
Yeah.
We did Frankenstein.
They do like a vampire situation ever?
Yeah, Bad Blood.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Of course. Sorry.
And 3. The worst and the best episodes.
And like, what about like a ghoul?
A ghoul. Ghoul. Charlie.
Ghoul.
Yeah, when they're like, Charlie, when they're making his dating profile on Always Sunny, and they're like, what are your interests? He's like, ghouls.
Ghouls would be fun. I like Ghouls in Supernatural. That's one of the earlier seasons that they
bring it back.
Yeah.
So yeah, they still have probably a bunch that they can touch on that they haven't.
Yeah.
But also,
cryptids are always fun, especially since you get kind of see like little kid Mulder excited about it.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, you read it.
Which one am I reading? That's so long.
Well, read it.
Agent Scully is considered one of the best female characters of all time. Despite this, there's a lack of female perspective in the X-Files writing room. Almost all the writers on the show are male. In casting, Fox wanted to hire a
breastier blonde woman.
I can't believe it. But also, Fox wanted to, or David Duchovny. Because it was David Duchovny. A breastier blonde woman. Isn't she blonde?
Yeah.
Only Chris Carter wanted to hire Gillian Anderson because of how intense her audition tape was, which
that's right.
He was correct. Oh my God, he wanted the actress that was Barbie in that one episode to be.
Yeah.
Despite writing a strong female character in the first season, directors and producers wanted Scully to actually walk behind Mulder when they visited houses and investigated people. It was Gillian Anderson who refused this. She's claimed the reason Scully is such a good character for women is solely the way she was written. Do you and Emily agree? Is solely the way she was written or acted?
It should be acted.
Yeah. I often find that the writers are pretty misogynistic towards her. I believe if it wasn't for Gillian Anderson, the way she feels protected for women and the writers wouldn't have taken her character seriously. I fully agree.
Yeah, we agree.
Gillian Anderson has fully elevated her character.
And
probably prevented it from becoming like a comedic situation where it's this.
Yeah. So not only did her acting ground it, she like was fighting behind the scenes.
I can't even imagine if Scully was like a breasty blonde woman, how fast they would have gotten together, and the dynamic would have just been thrown off.
So Chris Carter,
there was never serious talk to hire
her.
Pam Anderson as Scully.
That is
the show would be so different.
It would be much. It would not be as
Pam
good.
Anderson type, someone who's taller, blonder, and bustier. Not literally Pam Anderson, which. Oh, maybe they edited it to not say Pam Anderson. Okay. I was like, why did this person even bring that up? Gosh. Not that Pam Anderson isn't hilarious, but I think of her as more of a comedic actress. Or like camp.
Yeah.
Because Baywatch, I know she's serious in Baywatch, but it's camp.
Yeah.
And like the show gets campy, but there's like such a grounded quality.
You needed Scully's attitude up against
and apparently
Mulder.
You needed Gillian Anderson there too.
Yeah.
She was like in her early 20s, right?
Yeah.
Fighting a bunch of
getting paid not near what
but like it had to be early in her career.
Yeah.
Like standing up for her character and
once she like became super popular, like gave her a lot of like
That's later though.
Yeah.
And she was doing that since the beginning, it sounded like. And I can definitely see like also if she was behind him, that doesn't even make sense like shot wise, because she's so small you wouldn't even see her.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yes, we agree.
My eye's twitching. My eye's been twitching for weeks, but it's twitches when I'm stressed, and it's twitching right now.
And it's not just the show; it's also the 90s.
Yeah. But for her to be that too.
Yeah, but her advocating so early on is great. Why we love her.
Get it was a different time. Like, and And that was really the type of person who was popular at the time. Was like
that's why I get so annoyed where people are like, oh, it's diversity hires, diversity hires. Like there's a reason people want diversity in storytelling.
Yeah, I feel like the 90s there was a lot of diversity, that more so than now actually.
Well, not in the X-Files writing room.
No, not in the writing room.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like it's not just for diversity's sake. It's you need different perspectives to say, hey, why are you writing her like this?
And not even necessarily on TV shows. I'm thinking more of like, I just remember a lot of ads was like they were very diverse advertisements and stuff.
But usually it's in front of the camera first.
Yeah. But yeah, behind the scenes for sure. Like the fact that there was almost no women writing. And there were none. I thought they said almost none.
I think it's none.
But there was definitely some female directors.
Including, I think Jillian does it eventually.
Lack of female perspective. Almost all the writers for the show were male. I don't know who all were writers, but yeah. I mean,
you can tell.
We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, you can tell sometimes.
Like, she is the reason why Scully is such a iconic. Honestly,
character.
If we had her...
Oh, yeah.
Lady of Skepticism.
Yeah. Okay. Ethan also asked, by watching X-Files, you observe hours and hours of two actors honing their craft. Do you or Emily recognize any improvement in the performances of David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson? Many X-Files fans feel Gillian Anderson's acting in the season 6 finale is some of her best work in the 90s. Would you either agree?
I would have to go back and watch it again. But
for that particular episode, but
no, I mean like from the beginning, like to see.
Yeah, but like
nuances.
I think they kind of out of the gate were great.
They were really great.
I mean, a lot of that has to do with the chemistry between the two, but also like I don't know. I always felt like I knew exactly who Mulder and Scully are,
which is that some of that is writing.
Yeah,
because like, yeah. For like more subtle like acting choices, I would have to have that in mind.
Yeah.
While watching, and I don't usually.
But I also think as the show got on and they started being more playful with types of episodes, it seems like they were always like game for whatever.
Yeah.
Like even in the sillier episodes, they're still giving it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I've noticed an evolution rather than just always kind of appreciating what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it will be fun to go back and watch season 1 and just see them be babies and see if they feel different now that we've come so far.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a while.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Okay. Next one.
Are you and Emily aware that although David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson are good friends and now both have admitted they got on and off very sick of each other during filming, both of them had admitted to periods of time during seasons where they kind of ignored each other? Is that something you and Emily noticed? And do you think that this may have enhanced their on-screen sexual tension? I'm not surprised.
We also kind of knew. And I've seen them in interviews separate from each other. And I feel like there would be kind of a clash there. Yeah. But also, I think it does help with their chemistry on screen. It's like a frenetic energy.
And I think that like even when they were sick of each other, they still appreciated each other as people.
Any shows that are like 22, 24 episodes a season, you're working like 16, 18-hour days. You're off in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Tensions are going to get high. And they don't have to be besties. But whatever.
But the fact that they're still like to this day.
Still willing to work together.
Yeah.
And, came back all those years later to do the reboot and have done the movies. Like, if it was that bad, they would have cut ties completely.
I mean, obviously the sexual tension is insane because of all the pictures that we've seen.
Oh, my God. We've seen some photo shoots.
They were serving.
So I never felt like there was a frostiness on screen.
No. And I'm sure that's why they write some episodes like they do with, like, maybe giving them a break from each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe not having them, like, covered in goo, like, right by each other.
Yeah, in every single scene together. There's probably a reason, or it's me, they're on the phone a lot.
Yeah.
So they're in different scenes. But
I haven't noted, I haven't.
Yeah. On screen, you don't notice anything.
But yeah, I do think it contributes to the sexual tension.
For sure. And they seem close now. Like, they're on Instagram.
That's what I was saying. Like, the fact that they're friends to this day.
Yeah.
I think that it's just hard to be around somebody that much.
Yeah. And away from your people.
And that's not even necessarily really a choice that they've made, like marriage. That's like, we just happen to be coworkers and we have to see each other 16 hours a day.
Do you love all your coworkers? And, you know, it goes up and down. Yeah. Sometimes you're annoyed, sometimes you're not.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, Zammer Jammer asks, people back in the day would always tell you that all the shippers that if Mulder and Scully ever got together, it would ruin the show, which you hated, but also afraid was true. What do you think? I categorically disagree.
I feel the same way. I hate it, but I also worry that it would be true. But I don't think that the show would be ruined. I just think like they won't. They is such a big.
I disagree. Like, I get the will they, won't they. I grew up on 90s television.
I think The Office ruined that for me.
Because Jim and Pam kind of.
Because the last few seasons, it was just like, Jesus, is this what happens when people get together? They become.
No, that's a lack of imagination on the writer's part, if that is what happens.
And I mean, I feel like even when they were together for a lot of seasons, it was good, but God. She's very passionate about this.
Yes, I am. Because I read a lot of fan fiction, and all of it is romantic based. And I hate when I read a long ass fan fiction and it ends when they get together. I'm like, no, what happens next? I want to see what their dynamic is like when they're together. Yeah. What changes? What stays the same? What conflict would come between them? Like, that is interesting to me. Yeah. And I
think that's a really good point.
I don't like when it ends when they get together, or they keep them from getting together just because they think it can't also be interesting that they're together. But I get that fear because I've seen it happen on shows. Yeah. Like you said, The Office, it's not quite the same once Jim and Pam do get together. Yeah. But
there are times when they're having fun, they're having a good time, but then it's like, Jim just becomes like a completely.
Well, that's the thing, when they like make them out of character just for them to have drama.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Like, oh, he's now suddenly a terrible human being and father.
Yeah. I didn't like that either. I know.
So yeah, I have the same. I don't think it would ruin the show.
No.
But there maybe wouldn't be that tension.
It just can become something else.
I think I just need more examples of it working.
Monica and Chandler on Friends is a great one. They get together, they stay together, they are always they're the best couple of the show. Sorry, Ross and Rachel.
I think you're probably right about that. And I think that's a really good point. Yeah, it just needs to be done well.
Yeah, it just hasn't been done well a lot.
But a lot of their relationship though, as coworkers, is them butting heads. So that might be.
But you can still do that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Just with also sex. I'm tired of waiting for them to get together. 6 seasons is too much. Really won't they can only take
9 seasons.
No!
I think you're doing 10 seasons.
No.
Even if something goes down, it's not like they're going to be together.
But at least it's addressed in some way. Okay. Next up, Just James wanted to know our best and worst episodes. We've already done that. Does the show hold up after all these years?
Hell yeah.
100%. Only thing that,
and it would not only does it hold up, but it would be so hard to do this now. And I don't know how they're doing it now. We're going to have to watch it, but.
The tech is dated, but that only adds to it. I really like the 90s technology. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I am very curious to see how the reboot goes in terms of feel. Handled. They're just texting each other all the time.
Because now conspiracy.
Oh yeah, that part of it.
It's not even really It's so mainstream, I guess. I don't like.
But the conspiracy theory almost holds up too well.
Yeah.
They're like, oh God, I'm just so fucking over conspiracy theories. They're literally I'll just be fucking scrolling Instagram and you get one and then you get over. I'm like, I don't want this.
Conspiracy theories?
Yes.
You need to fix your algorithm.
I know, but
I just get dog videos, cat videos, art. Hair videos.
I get so many
makeup videos, nail videos. I don't get anything tattoos.
I like, I think it starts because I'll get onto, like, some, like, science shit, and then it turns into science fiction, and then it turns into...
I don't use Instagram for anything.
Well, I'll click on like a Neil deGrasse Tyson video, and then it'll go to a Joe Rogan clip, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Okay, so yes, it holds up, and you know, I can't wait.
It'll be interesting.
I can't wait for the reboot. Okay, next you.
Best and worst episodes of the season. Oh, were you satisfied with the mythology of season 6, the end of the Syndicate?
Yes, for me, yes, because
it did kind of. Well, I wouldn't say it petered out. It went out with a bit of a bang.
It did.
But it happened really quickly and unexpectedly. But I don't think that either of us really had a problem with that.
No, I mean, for whatever reason, like, it's not true for all shows, but with this show, like, I kind of like live with the Monsters of the Week. Like, those are my favorite episodes. I enjoy the Myth Arc episodes. I get confused a lot.
I think that the Fox and Scully are the most important part of the show by far. So as long as they're there, it doesn't really matter what the big bad situation is like. Yeah,
and I think the finale opened it up to new ideas.
So am I satisfied? I mean, it could be stronger, I guess. Shots fired. I like the idea of, like, it's like, I think my thing with the myth is it's always off screen. It's always talked about. Yeah. It's like, oh, there's 2 warring alien races, but we never get to see.
Yeah. That's why I love the Unnatural so much. We actually got an alien.
It's just talked about.
Yeah.
Off screen. Occasionally we do get some stuff, but it's like not.
And there's just like, how many men in suits can we go through here? Then you bring in the Senate, then you got like, oh my God, it's just like fucking hell. But I'm not mad that the Syndicate are gone.
No.
And I am excited for what
it's not like
finale brought to light.
Yeah. And then, full on spaceship. Like, on screen.
And like,
stuff.
I mean,
not just bright lights.
It's like, confirmed that the aliens, like, made us. So.
Which, I mean, I think is plausible.
I think that, I don't know if it was like that, like it was their idea and they placed us here rather than like a meteor hit Earth that had like organisms in it. Yeah. And we just evolved from that.
It would take away, evolution, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
where did the meteor come from?
The intelligent design of it all is always something I bump up against. But, it's enjoyable. I'm not mad at it. We already did the best and the worst. Do we think Scully and Mulder will ever get together?
I don't think they're going to get together in the sense that, like, they're a couple now. I don't.
I think that they will in the next 3 seasons. But I think it's not going to be like they're together and that's it. I think it's like things are going to keep them apart. But yes, I still have hope, even if that may be a fool's errand. I'm still holding on. I would have put money on them getting together in the finale just because how the season went, and it didn't happen. So I got egg all over my face.
Dust. You get paid.
Nada. Favorite moments from the season.
Favorite moments.
The waterbed, 100%.
Waterbed was so iconic.
So good.
And with a mirror over it.
Oh, I know. The baseball scene with Scully and Mulder, that was adorable. But also just all of the unnatural. Exley.
All the flirting and Arcadia.
Yes. Good stuff.
That's such a hard question.
I know. The I Love You in Triangle. Amazing.
Bruce Campbell as a demon was pretty great.
Oh man, that was really good.
Oh, Mulder in front of that mirror.
Oh yeah, Dreamland.
the cinematography and triangle.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
Lily Tomlin and How the Ghost Stole Christmas.
So
I don't show everyone my whole paramasturbatory. So good. Lots of things, you know. The
Scully
Syndicate
confirmed
being
as
blown
being
up.
immortal.
Yes, it transferring to her. That was a big deal. Lots of little things.
Bryan Cranston.
Amazing. Always amazing. Okay, next you go. Quimmy.
Mulder, in every episode, in the morning on Monday, that scene where he was like the hole in the waterbed,
stepping on the clock.
Yeah, falling into the squishy carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Arcadia was pure fan service, which I love. And although Scully's attitude, I'm sorry, I'm not saying the names. Quimmy Malin.
Mm-hmm.
Scully's attitude remained pretty normal. Mulder flirted with her as much as he could. So you think that if something else happened between them, it would be Mulder the first one to make the move again, since the B situation, or do you think, or do you see Scully capable of taking the reins? I think that he puts himself out there so much that he wants her to make the first move.
But you know, all the times we've seen where someone was pretending to be Mulder and they like make a move on her, she's so willing.
I know, but I don't know. I think that he would prefer her to. Otherwise, he would have already.
Maybe he feels like he has already made his feelings obvious.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take
her. And she's
her.
like, he's just being
Yeah. Yeah, I would actually like to see that role reversal. I would like to see Scully being like, fuck it.
I mean, the B scene, she was about to kiss him, right?
It was kind of a mutual thing.
I think,
even though he touched her face first. Mm-hmm. He made it clear where it was going.
But that's still, he's like, he touch her face. He's not gonna go in if she's not.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that he wants her to.
Yeah, because as confident as he is at times, like I think he is insecure about it.
No, I think he's probably just like, I don't know. Doesn't want their relationship to change or anything.
But do you think he like questions whether or not she's actually into him? Even though he's kind of been told. Well, like we're basing a lot off of David Duchovny. Like Mulder is a bit of a, I mean, he's obsessive. Like there are reasons not to be into him. That maybe
I think it's so obvious though to both of them.
What are we waiting for?
I think that he needs her to like go there.
So yes, okay. So we feel like she's definitely gonna have to be the one.
I think so.
Yeah,
but we'll see. I'd be fine with either.
Just do it, whatever it takes. Which guest character would you highlight from any episode? Bryan Cranston,
Lily Tomlin.
Who else did we have?
Guest character, like actor or
character is character.
Okay.
I mean, Arthur Dale's brother. Arthur Dale's.
It's funny that the episode was in the bottom for both of us, right? Algamala? Wasn't that Algamala?
No, that's Arthur Dale.
Oh, sorry. It was Arthur Dale, not Arthur Dale. Hello, why can't you get this straight?
Well, I mean, he was a really great part of The Unnatural, too. Like, his love for Exley, his love for baseball.
Unnatural, okay. That's the one where he was. Yes, because he was into baseball instead of being like a...
Yes.
Okay, my bad.
Not Diana.
Krychek, I mean, he was very much a guest character in this season.
Yeah. I mean, I love when
Krychek, specifically with the fake beard.
There. But just like one-off characters.
I need to look at the list of episodes again. It's hard to just think about.
Oh, what was the guy who got killed in Arcadia?
The dude from Dreamland.
Oh, Michael McKean?
Mm-hmm. For sure him.
Oh, yeah, for sure him.
Like they were.
I mean, we already got him coming back. We got him in
Bruce Campbell.
Three of a Kind.
Hello.
The
dude in Arcadia that was in ER.
Yeah. That's who I was talking about.
Oh, sorry.
No, yeah. Yeah, he was very lovable. He was trying to help them.
Yeah, a lot, honestly. Victoria Johnson.
Yeah, she was great.
She's great.
There's so many. Like
Yeah.
their casting department is superb. Yeah. Where would we rate this season among others? Number 1 for me.
I can't say.
Yeah, it's been too long.
Sorry, I forget what we do with these every time that we're supposed to rank the seasons too.
It's hard though for us for seeing it so long ago.
Yeah, it's been ages. Are you hopeful at this point in the development of Mulder and Scully's romantic relationship, or do you feel it will remain platonic? I think we've made our feelings about it very clear.
We've talked a lot about it.
She's like, it better not.
What were the most contrasting episodes for each of us? I mean, what was right before How the Ghost Stole Christmas? Because I feel like it was very bright. I don't know. And then it went into that dark one. I mean, it kind of just went back and forth. Because like Arcadia was very bright, but then it also had the dark.
There is a big contrast
with the monster.
I'd have to look.
Yeah, I know.
It's not got all of them. I gave up after a while. I didn't give up. I was just like, okay, well, that wouldn't be in the top or the bottom, so I'm not going to even put it on there.
Yeah.
I mean, when I think of the contrast, I think of like you said, like the desert versus.
But I think that's what she's going for when you're talking about the move.
Like the Rain King versus Terms of Endearment was pretty dark.
But that was coming off Ghost Stole Christmas. Those were both dark, kind of in a row. Then to Rain King, which was very bright. Tithonus was pretty dark. And then also, if you were to talk like goofy versus like super serious. Arcadia to Alpha, like Arcadia was so bright. Yeah. But even Arcadia was dark with when the monster came out. Yeah. Alpha was pretty dark, just a mud boy. Yeah, there's a lot more juxtaposition. I think they Drive was very deserty. It stopped being obvious to me after the beginning. So, Quemi also wants to know the shipper moments that made me happy or us happy. We talked about all of it. It's all good. Tofuti. Non-fat. Baseball scene. I love Arcadia. Yeah, all the goods. Okay, and lastly, we've already done the Tabitha is asking our favorite and least favorite. We've already done those. Favorite moments, we've already. Okay, so what do we want to see in season 7? Which gets into the last, because we usually talk about what we want to see in the next season. So, do you have any expectations for season 7? Did you notice that in Rain King, after Mulder's hotel room gets crushed by a cow, he has to spend the next couple of nights in Scully's room because there was no more room available? Did not notice that. I didn't either. No, but I wish I would have noticed that. Oh, we moved your things into your boyfriend's room. Oh. No, I did not notice that. That's funny. All right, season 7. Oh. You go. I'll just play off of what you say because I don't know. I mean, I don't really. More pieces. What I thought was. Do we have all the pieces? Like, that thing's got done. Like, we're not worried about it. I think we saw that it was Genesis. Okay. I think what I thought was going to happen this season with Diana is going to happen next season. With her. Great. Yeah. It got delayed, but I think it's still going to be a problem. Yeah. Which is to say that I think she's going to. She's more of an actual problem than the girl from Alpha. Yeah. The woman from Alpha. Oh, yeah. Like, she's an actual issue. Yeah. I hope that Skinner can get his blood situation that's a big resolved. One. Let's resolve that. Although I will say it is like kind of a catalyst at him just being able to, because it seems like there's two main relationships, Mulder and Scully and Skinner,
and Mulder and Scully. And
Yeah.
they got to keep all of them apart.
Yeah.
Like, they can't let Skinner just be with them.
Yeah.
They have to have things come between them.
He has to.
They can never
play the game.
Yeah. So that's what they're using right now. But it would be nice to see that resolved, especially since I know it's going to come to some situations where they're angry at him and think he's against him.
Which is
it's so infuriating
common
for us.
Mostly Scully.
Yeah. And it's like, he would lay down his life for you, woman.
He has.
How do you not see
He
this?
put his name on the line.
Ah.
She doesn't know. In terms of I want to see more. I mean, I don't want to see colonization, but
I want the Earth to be colonized by aliens.
But I want to see what their new plan is and what the resistance is doing. I would since the Syndicate made the mistake of not getting with the resistance, I would like to see Mulder and Scully do it. Get an actual
Can Scully
plan
actually
being
do
on
it,
the
though?
offensive.
If she doesn't think there's aliens the whole time.
Well, now she's on the ship.
Government ship.
I know. God damn it. Alien Genesis, though. I would like to have them have a relationship with one of the aliens so we could be more involved in what the aliens
Of course you do.
have got going on. Well, actually, it would have been great. In terms of a relationship, I'm going to keep hope alive that they're going to do something, get together, kiss, something.
Season 7, let's go.
Let's fucking go. But yeah.
Maybe the X-Files could stay together the whole season. That'd be cool.
Yeah, because it actually took them a while to get back together.
Yeah.
Not till Two Fathers, One Son to officially become the X-Files again. And, with Spender ending up being, someone that helped us was actually pretty surprising.
About cigarette smoking man?
Fuck it.
Just being the spanner that he is in the works.
The spanner. But no, I just expect more goodness.
Yeah.
Season 6 was great.
It'll be hard to top this season.
It will. So we'll see how it goes. But okay, I think we have officially wrapped up season 6 and on
hour and 20 minutes.
We really got into it. All right.
I'm gonna have fun editing this.
Actually, I'm gonna let it play.
You're gonna, oh, do you put this on YouTube?
Mm-hmm. But there's no copyrighted content.
That's true. All
right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. We will see y'all in season 7.
You could edit out the rambling and stuttering and.
I'm not doing that. Thanks.